I've been thinking about making a Snowflake Ironman account for a long time now, but I could never settle on what restrictions to use. I like the idea of region-locked accounts, but I think most of the major areas have been done already, and I don't think I have the mental fortitude to do a one-chunk account. I did have one idea that kept coming back to me though. It's simple and intuitive, but limiting enough to make the progression both unique and fun. So without further ado, welcome to the tale of Only2Hands. As the name suggests, I can only equip weapons that require both hands, such as spears and regular bow and arrows. This means no scimitars, no whips, no enchanted crossbow bolts, and no access to stat boosts from items like the dragon pickaxe. I won't even have access to fairy rings. I'll have to make some exceptions to this rule along the way, but I'll be limiting that to quests and activities that gatekeep relevant content. A side goal of this account will be to collect as many different two-handed weapons as possible, and exceptions may be necessary to achieve that. For example, I will be allowed to complete the feud, which requires me to equip a blackjack very briefly, because that's a requirement for Desert Treasure 2, which unlocks the Soul Reaper axe. But I will not be allowed to complete a Taste of Hope because I would need to equip the Avanda's Flail in order to defeat the boss, and it doesn't unlock a two-handed weapon. I will be allowing the use of offhand items like shields or prayer books, but only if my main hand is empty. The biggest thing that was keeping me from attempting this challenge was the incredibly small pool of two-handed magic weapons. Up until recently, this only included the Obsidian Staff from the Tazar and Tumeken's Shadow from the Tombs of Amasket raid.
Nice.
But the release of Varlamore introduced two new weapons that open up a ton of possibilities and pathways within my rules. But you might be wondering, what could possibly be the end goal of an account like this? Simple. Get a two-handed weapon from each of the 3 endgame raids. Will it be easy? No. But great things never are. Welcome to Only2Hands. Just to go over some of the rules, I know I definitely made a banger intro that explains everything. I did, and because this account is going to be pretty similar to other Ironman accounts, standard Ironman accounts, at least at the beginning part, I figured I could use this video as a speed run of the early game. The one notable exception is that I will not be going to Wintertodt because fuck Wintertodt. And one last thing, I will be starting off as a hardcore Ironman, but not because I think it adds anything meaningful to the challenge, more just because I want to see how long I can last before dying to something really dumb. Alright, so I got my stats up I got one stat up a little bit to 8 Thieving. I thought for some reason that Cake Stalls were level 15, but I think I was thinking of Ham members. So we can go ahead and go do Cake, but what I want to do first is we're going to do a little bit of a wood cutting and fire making grind here just to get up so I can go so I can unlock the shortcut from that canoe thing there up to Edgeville. Oh god! Woo! Okay. If I sound sick, it's because I am. It is a full 24 hours after the last time I recorded anything for Only2Hands, but I did some stuff on mobile while I was doing other things. Let's see, what did I do? I got a bunch of wood cutting levels. I didn't realize, I know I said earlier that I wanted to get this canoe thing so I could go up to Edgeville. I didn't realize that was like a 55 or 57 level requirement, something like that. So I think I'm going to put that on hold, probably just do like wood cutting passively. But there are so many, I haven't been this excited to play Runescape in a long time. There are so many ways that so many different directions I can go in, and they're all helpful to the account. But I think what I really want to do is I want to get some agility levels because I am just sick of walking. I know Jagex just announced that they're going to rework the way that run energy drains and everything, but that's probably not going to happen until like 2026. So, excuse me, I am going to do a little bit more fletching and then go up to the Gnome agility course and we'll get some agility levels there. Go back to Draenor. There are like 20 different directions I want to go in, but I have a master plan and I will talk more about that later on.
10 agility. 20 agility. Farming level 2 so epic.
Alright, well I missed the actual thing that popped up, but we got 30 agility. Time to do some questing. Taking a small break from the quest and grind that I've been doing, and just a little quick update on the stats. Did the waterfall quest and Tree Gnome Village, all that good stuff. But I got an easy clue when I was killing goblins. So let's see, this could be a pretty big pickaxe upgrade. I think there's like a 1 in, I don't know, 24 or something chance to get a black pickaxe, which would be my best in slot for a while. And okay, that's actually a pretty great upgrade to the ranged setup. I don't think I can wear that until like 20 or something, right? Yeah, 20. Okay, not too bad. I will take that. .40 agility, time to go unlock the Canifis course, and the rest of Mauritania. For anyone who doesn't know, all daggers gave a +1 to magic accuracy. For whatever reason, I don't know what the Gowers were thinking, but that extends to the two-handed bronze dagger from the Easter event. So this is my unironic best in slot mage setup. Pretty fabulous. One down. Two down. And number 3. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. The Fight Arena quest rewards a good chunk of attack XP, but really for me it served as a canary in the coal mine for how bad magic is going to be until I get a staff that can autocast. And with that in mind, it's time to finish off Priest in Peril and then get some requirements for some quests later on down the road that are going to be very, very helpful. And here we go, coming up on a big milestone for the account. Not only because finishing Priest in Peril means we have the Canifis course for the rest of our agility grind to get full graceful, but also Barrows is going to be some of my best in slot gear for a long time. And it helps that all of the Barrows weapons are two-handed, so that's going to be pretty rad. Getting anything from there is going to be fantastic. Also, Shades of Morton, low-key gonna be pretty huge. Yeah, you hear my dog in the background. Yeah, I know, baby girl. It's okay. Yeah, so this is big for the account. It's time to go for a walk, clearly, so yeah. absolutely massive things happening. In the Only2Hands world, we've got not only a mystery box to open, but if you look at the inventory, we have our second easy clue casket. This could be absolutely massive for the account. Let's start off with the mystery box. That would be so good if I could use that, but that I believe is a decent amount of money if I sell that to the shop, so I will take it for sure. Let's open it up. We're hoping for a black pickaxe, or I don't even know what else we can get from easy clues, but let's do it. Hey, that's actual. That's not. That's not very good at all. So we are on the eve of a big storm coming through the northeast right now, and so I'm just kind of chilling. I don't want to do anything super dangerous, just in case my internet cuts out or the power goes out or something like that. So I'm doing some forestry. I did safe spot, what's it called? King sand crabs. Got myself a mithril axe, which is going to come in handy later on down the road for the, I believe it's animal magnetism that I need that for. Another thing that forestry events are good for is the hunter experience that I can get from the fox event, the trapping thing where you go around dismantling the traps. Also, I'm just trying to get the the felling axe handle thing. So once I get a rune axe, I can attach that and actually be able to wield the axe, which will be nice. That storm that I mentioned ended up taking down quite a few trees in my backyard, so after clearing that out, the next few days were a caffeine-fueled blur of questing, agility training, hunter training, you name it, we got it. And we started off with our first quest exception, very briefly wielding a blackjack for the feud quest. $31 crafting, there we go. And that is going to be a requirement for Lost City, which is going to be the next quest that I do. I did get sidetracked from what I was originally going to do. I really want to knock this out so I can do Cosmic Runes while I am at Guardians of the Rift, because those are going to be pretty big for enchanting jewelry, so I can teleport around. One thing that I want to note on the topic of Lost City quest, it is one of the quests that's going to be, it requires an exception, because to complete the quest, I have to equip a Draymond staff and then walk into the shack to get teleported to Xanaris. It also brings up the issue of fairy rings in general. And I will never be allowed to use fairy rings. That's one of the restrictions of this account. Even if I do, I know some of you might be thinking the Lumbridge Elite Diary, you get the rewards. But if you take a look at the medium tier of the Lumbridge Diary, let's see, where is it? Travel to the Wizard's Tower by Fairy Ring. So I will not be able to do anything higher than the easy tier of the Lumbridge Diary. I didn't mention it in that clip, but I'm also locked out of the Ardoin, Fremennik, Kandarin, and then the Korend and Kibos achievement diaries, so I'll be locked at the easy tier of those as well forever. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching episode 1. There's going to be another video in the next couple of weeks, and we're still in the beginning stages of the account, but it made more sense for me to split it here because the next part is pretty focused on accomplishing a set goal that it just makes more sense to break it up here. But anyway, I have final exams coming up next week, so I'm going to be studying pretty hard for that. So next episode in the next, I don't know, 1 to 2 weeks, somewhere in there. Hope you're all doing well. Stay safe. Brush your hair. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.